Our next two budgeting methodologies are participative budgets and negotiated budgets. Now, essentially, when you're creating a budget, usually what comes to mind is that the managers of the organization or the people senior in the hierarchy make budgets. However, there are different ways of making the budgets. One particular approach is known as a participative budget. Now, what do we mean by participative budget? Well, participative budget is essentially a bottom-up approach, which means that the inputs start at the ground level by employees who are working on the floor and it goes all the way up. So, participative budgets naturally will boost your employee morale because it will give all your employees a sense of belonging. It will make the employees feel heard in a way if it is a participative budget. However, there are certain advantages and disadvantages of making a budget in a participative way. One clear disadvantage that I can think of is budgetary slack. So once again, we understood budgetary slack in our video on incremental budgeting, where essentially instead of adding a 10%, which you think is the most efficient and what you will be needing, you add 15%. You are just giving yourself a cushion of 5%, and that is known as a budgetary slack. Budgetary slack is extremely prominent in participative budgets because employees will factor in things to their benefits, which is why we come to the second approach, which is of negotiated budgets. Now, negotiated budgets have traits of both bottom-up and top-down approaches, wherein, of course, all of the employees do have their say and the budget is made in a participative manner, but ultimately, the management will decide how much they want to go ahead with and what they want to go ahead with. Now here in this one, again, the clear advantage is that you will have a good employee morale because employees will feel heard and valued. However, the disadvantage is it will consume a lot of the time going back and forth, right? For employees to come up with a budget, then for the management to review that budget and give their feedback on it, going back and forth takes a lot of time. So these are two additional ways of preparing budgets, a participative budget and a negotiated budget. I hope you have found this video helpful. There will be one final video in this series which is around activity-based budgeting. Stick around for that.